muso ngetelefo na foro muso ngetelefo mbadingol be yalong kanun telu be yalong signol be yalong aninja wolf for yalong ngetelekanu ala yalong ngetelekanu baby ngetelekanu ala yalong ngetelekanu babe gadiyata miye akuyata miye ngetelekanu ala yalong ngetelekanu wa hey, this your man himself Lixin Khan, the original frontline army. Right about now you are watching Gambian Talents TV.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonic's Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Numo mati kunyila kaba jimsi mitsone putok be fatia kungole ngole kunga pikire tu coronavirus bachamut haniwa. Anyila no san abajim simitsone putok be simitsone unyendi yokon nangole ngole nanga pikire tu coronavirus. Sunsun ban budget bugal wonk kan kodem Washington West African Center wol panding wolen di rambeli banyilale anga pikire ti coronavirus nungole nuwon di sinamba senende senetaw sakabne 253 235 2132 wala 404 593-6215. Wala lang yung call din number ya kami 425-248-0810.
Dunia e boro man sotono Corona e mo beja kali Kairo man sotono mo million jamale fata boro man sotono
fali alonne ko jorawo be kerine alsal fanjuweno minna fo coronavirus jankaro ballale famantera alla nal balla kordal kono
dunia e boro man sotono
hade Washington West African Center jorang soro lemendara fo jorang Willy Sabanyong me yalon ko e se fanjuweno ala hanni be la suwo kono fo coronavirus ro fondi ma soto
corona e mo beja kali Kairo man sotono
dima momenti wolem ko hase injorang sotono le ate alman hani fen joje
mo million jamale fata boro man sotono
ibamban science eta Washington West African Center office ro me alon ko abelin wood sado kono pour fe fanan san jorang soto me alon ko hanni be la suwo kono ise fam bolo jiben wala fo coronavirus ro
nyinsa saman silong besa sotono
coronavirus jankaro fenne mi alonko asoto tale
woto ise fantanka ela dimbayalu e kanonyolu ani signolu
fantanko wala fisiata jararoti
mo fimmo koy besa sotono
It's Real Life Music.
Yeah, bala. Vaccine. You all get vaccinated before it's too late. Vaccine. You all get vaccinated. No need to hesitate. No need to xaaru suñ wareef la pour ñu jóg aaru ndax ñu daan feebar bi lii lee moo raw fakaaru get vaccinated pour nga aaru from getting COVID aar sa bopp ak sa dëkkandoo ba kenn du si jël ko mooy lu wóor suñ buggee end this pandemic everything they look normal bye bye to COVID
I know some ngole no tatay coronavirus but I know some but kairai di coronavirus jichoji pengu waja pengu berambe nora jakniti penora we virus ai e pengu way free e fimoro jichoji pengu waja berambe nora
Sasa mansilo besa sotono movi mokoi besa sotono fankanta kurto moni buka farano foisi fantanka ye vaccine sonota kamodo lutanka besa sotono dara por condara de boyo dara maudo dara pai kunjoni Ndara porto jo jaka Ndara marto ndara basudo Ime pengo den Dande ore men dande fai bebe jaka Gare pengo den Dande ore men dande fai bebe Yandi dande nene Dande baba
vaccino nyinta kura wanyima tumoye fonse vaccino nyinta dunia beja kali telefonse vaccino nyinta kelele fonse vaccino nyinta nyikura njol buka balafa abuka saramola komiko karafa anisi ka jatolle jatamota jato konko le ka jatafa bimola koldum ko balafa kana balan kubake solla ko balana dunia beba soron
mbokk yi ñuy nuyu di ñu déglu fu ci waay nekk ci ñeneenti koñi àdduna penku xarpu ngopp wala ngalanu maa ngi leen a nuyu ci beneen yoon di leen dalal fii ci special edition of li ma gis Banjul seen mbokk seen xarit Pa Ousmane Diouf li ma gis Banjul nag man neexuma te lu ma naqari dinaa ko wax en tant que doomi réew mi on the 9th of last month muy bési election si laa gëja dem muy parliamentary election bi si laa gëja toog jàkkaarloog yéen askan bi pour def show busy naa ba busy bu jéggi dayo waaye lii raam ci ñag bi la jëm te yàlla dafa am loo xam ne dénk nañu ko muy suñu baat muy suñu kàddu te foog ñu def suñ kéemtalaay kàttan pour waxtaan ak askan bi rawatina suñ tolloo ci diggante wala ci jamono yiñ toll nii lii xew ci réew mi yëpp nag ñu ngi koy yëg waaye ñu ngi sant yàlla ci beneen yoon gannaaw bi nga xamee ne mu tagut ñaari weer biñ dajalee ndaw yi def graduation boo xam ne ñu ngi doon graduate 60 young people ci ñeneenti at yu passé nii may sant yàlla bim ñu jàppale bañ mun a tàggat ndaw yi réew mi jàngal si lum ëppa 300 ndaw liggéey bi nga xam ne maa ngi koy def ni tey jàkkaarloog yéen so ci rafet njorta ak li nga xam ne jot nañ koo xam ci réew mi nekk muy America mooy ne empowerment diversity, opening up, maanaam pour gis li nga xam ne ñu ngi koy liggéey ñun ñu mun koy jàllale si ñeneen, pass the baton on to the younger generation for them to take charge. Kon moo tax ma jàngal ñu mel ni ñoom Fat Samba pour ñu take over platform bi, ma jàngal ñu mel ni ñoom Mohamed Mbaye Garmi ñu take over platform bi, ma jàngal ñu mel ni ñoom Aïssatou Koli ñu take over platform bi, ma jàngal ñeneen ñoo xam ne si jamono ji ñu ngi ci yeneen platform yi di def seeni mbir ak ñi toog biir Gambian Talent foofu di provide both technical service bi and otherwise. Kon ma ñëw pour waxtaan ak yéen dafa am lu xew nag loo xam ne duma toog di ko laam-laamee. Gis nañ président Barrow form na a new cabinet ñuy ndokkale ministre yu ees yi nga xam ne yëpp teg na leen fa. Dinaa ci wax as tuut waaye loolu laay mujjee ci kanam di leen ci wax lu ndaw li nga xam ne moom lañ ci jot a xam si sunu gestu ak suñ xam-xam bu ndaw ci cabinet bu ees bi nga xam ne président Adama Barrow taxawal na ko. ñaareel ba gis nañ ba si julli mu génn wax ak askan bi tekku ñu bari nag kàddu yi nga xam ne président bi gaaral na ko foofu ca bési julli gannaaw bi nga xamee ne kilifa diine yi muy Banjul Muslim elders yi dem nañ jàkkaarloo ak moom mu waxtaan ak ñoom ci loo xam ne aada la ni ko soosey di waxee tarako mu kee kuuleti depuis ci jamono tubaab yi depuis ci jamono colonialisme su julli parewaan njiiti diine yi dinañ dem toog jàkkaarloog ñi nga xam ne ñoo amee pale bi ci jamono jooju noonu waxtaan ak ñoom ñu dégg ci taarix sax ne kilifa diine yi daan dem foofu pour waxtaan ak tubaab yi si jamono jooju dañ daan use the opportunity pour joytu lii problème yi askan bi from the religious perspective ba pare speak truth to power. Ci time yi Jawara it gaay continuer di ko def ci jamono Yaaya Jammeh nag loolu xawoon naa yàqu ndax we seen sycophancy taking part or taking place during these moments. President Adama Barrow, the one that just took place last week wala waaw ndax dugga nañ ci lundi ba pare wala dimanche bi mbok new week bi dugga na ba pare moom it the same thing liñ gis mu jàkkaarloo kilifa yi jéggi na dayo waaye nag ñu ngi ko àggee askan wi rek lan moo xew lu ndaw la last week di bési julli toog nañ li may def nag man dama koy teg ci lu leer toog nañ bési julli as usual GTTV does everything fu ne la ñuy dugga ngeen xamee ñu ko ci ruxa-ruxa yi luy xew ci réew mi yépp ñu ko wan askan bi di dugga di dem fu ne di leen wan luy xew. And of course we took responsibility and I'm always proud of this ne lii xew ci réew mi Gambian Talents is the only platform boo xam ne dinañ dem above and beyond amuñ benn matuwaay ma jël resources jox ko ndaw yi ñu dugga ci ñeneenti koñi réew mi pour wan leen liy xew foofu. And yes, we are the only platform booy seetaan bési julli nga gis ñu Birkama ñu cover julli yi doon xew foofu da ngeen gis team bi ñu wan leen ñoom Dr. Ismaila Ceesay ak ñoom seen ñu cover leen Gaddafi Mosque ngeen gis fa ñoom Halifa Sallah ak yeneen politicians yi ak ñeneen ñi fiñ jullee Birkama ñoom ST ak yeneen am woykat yeeg kilifa diine yeeg ñu bari ñi jullee foofu noonu ñu indil leen li xew Basse ngeen gis ko foofu julli gi ñu indil leen li xew Pipeline Mosque ngeen gis ko demet ci yeneen place ak yeneen dëkk yi ci biir réew mi man suma boppa ma dem Seattle indil leen julli gi xew fi ci Seattle ma ne ñu am team bu dem ba foofu ca state ca King Fahd Mosque wan leen li doon xew foofu noonu that same team jógee fa dem Statehouse pour dem wan leen li nga xam ne moo doon xew ca Banjul Muslim Elders Committee meeting with President Adama Barrow. That whole week, Fat Samba been very busy making arrangements, going up and down and making phone calls to find out how we are going to be able to be involved in all of these things and what are the logistical arrangements that would enable us to be able to cover this. However, I would say thank you to the presidency. So far, for the past years, we've been accredited to cover State House and all the things that have been happening with the presidency. Lu xew lu oka, lu baax, lu bon, lu askan bi bugg a dégg, luñ buggut a dégg, luñ bugg a gis, luñ buggut a gis, lépp lu xew State House ñu yëgal ñu ko ñu def suñ kéemtalaay kàttan suba ngoon guddi bëccëg odd hours different times to go there and cover it. We don't get paid for this. To cover stately, we take it as our responsibility as media pour credible credible information loo xam ne dinañ ko jëlee ci the horse's mouth fi nga xam ne fa la war a jógee kàddu gi jógee fa nga xam ne duñ ko nettali wala duñ dem di rely on li ñoo dégg ak li ñoo gis ci internet bi. Having credible information is very key and valuable to me. And I take pride in making sure that I provide these young people the necessary tools and resources for them to go all over the place and cover this. Muy li am solo. Kon, bés boobu noonu dem nañ fa. As early as 7:30, the team were on the ground, heading out to different places. In fact, Fat Samba Aida Kebe ak ñi nga xam ne ñooy the leadership fa lañ fanaandook pour wax leen how passionate these youth and myself am. I was on the phone throughout with them that night to coordinate and put things together, to dispatch people that we are going to different places. We provided them with food. We provided them with even outfits and different things. Pour ñu mëna dem topato ji li ni. Li may def daf ma ñor bu baaxa baaxa baax. It's very important to give this background. Dinañ ñëw ci yeneen yi but pour wax leen li xew rek. State House at threaten that they will be revoking our accreditation if dina excessive if be and one len why they are actually doing this. I am very tired whole day la génn doon liggéey ma ñëw dama sonna waaye géej naa def lii te kuy odor la meñ cu ne noppee rafle te duñ toog di seetaan bem jéggi dayo ñu ñëw di ci jéem a wax te fekk ñu war koo mun a def ci waxtoom luñ sonna dinañ ko jéem a jéngu. The team went out to different places. The team went to Banjul, did a very good job, covered everything that happened at the masjid, at the State House, at King Fahad Mosque fi nga xam ne fa la président bi jullee. One leen ko in real time, live what was happening there. Ngeen gis ko, seetaan ko. Mane, ñu jógee ci loolu, benn na ci yoo xam ne xew na foofu noonu, we've put out several posts on that day about the presidency and the things that were happening there. Su xewee rek, they are very good at sending it to us, which we appreciate a lot. Si yoo xam ne press release la, press statement la, video la, a statement that is delivered by the president, whatever happened that the state wants us to know, we have been involved. And non la wara demee, because Gambian Talents indeed is not a small platform, and anybody and everybody, any Gambian or anybody that is trying to reach Gambians actually across the length and breadth of the country and beyond. So ñu ci génnee dafa mel ni probably you don't know. And this is not bragging, because indeed we have a combined following of almost 500,000 people across all social media. Lima wax du loo xam ne dama ko waxantu rek because dama bëgg a wax. Déedéet. The numbers are there, the facts are there. For the sake of time, I wouldn't. But over Facebook alone, we have almost 275,000 followers on Facebook alone. On YouTube, we have 58,000 followers. On Instagram, equally the same thing. On Twitter, Snapchat, we are all over the place. And any serious person, individual, institution that wants to reach Gambians, indeed, Gambians rely on us for news and information. And we have been very much aware of this. Yëg nañ ko te xamal nañ ko suñ boppa te moo tax ñuy jéem a try suñ kéemtalaay kàttan to make sure that whatever is brought out mu nekk loo xam ne dañ ko jëlee from the horse's mouth. State functions yuy xew lu si bari we go out above and beyond. I took pride in saying it. In the last presidential election, Gambian Talents was the only platform, no joke, besides GRTS, who are given millions of dollars, who were given millions of dollars by the National Assembly. They were appropriated millions of dollars by the National Assembly pour ñu mun a cover the candidates that were going across the country. Gambian Talents was the only platform that went to cover all of these candidates. The same thing, National Assembly election bu passé ni. Si nomination we were the only ones across the country. All the 7 regions of the country, we were the only one. Not even GRTS. On election day, to a great extent. Yes, dem leen ngeen toppa candidates yi in Wuli, in Jimara, everywhere we have people who were there covering these places. Surtout nag si online bi. This is not bragging. This is just to tell you how much I invest time, money, resources, and efforts to actually show the Gambian people what is happening. Ne tooguñ rek fu xaalis nekk rek ñu dem fa. Fi ngeen ñoo gis yépp mooy fi nga xam ne fa la ñu askan bi soxlaa. These are the places that we go to. But then, coming to all of these things is very important pour ñu xam xàmmee ràññee gis li nga xam ne moo nekkoon di go on foofu noonu. Ngeen baalal ma 1 minute rek, let me pull these things, let me play this commercial, and then I will pull this information be ma said need to avoid the distractions in a better way. Ngeen baalal ma rek ñu ngi leen a nuyu di leen gërëm di leen.
It's Geolife Music.
Yeah, bala. Yeah, bala, Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. They will get vaccinated before it's too late. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. They will get vaccinated. No need to hesitate. No need to hesitate. Before it's too late. Can do love for say pour le faju. Why gis garab baña faju ku ci denga xaru. Suñ wareef la pour ñu jóg aaru. Ndax ñu daan feebar bi li le moo raw fa gaaru. Get vaccinated pour nga aaru from getting COVID. Aar sa bopp ak sa dëkkandoo ba kenn du sik. Jël ko mooy lu wóor suñ buggee end this pandemic. Everything they look normal. Bye bye to COVID.
I know some ngole no tatay coronavirus. But I know some bad kairai di coronavirus. Jichoji pengu aja, pengu berambe nora, jakluti penora, way virus ay. E pengu way free, e fimoro, jichoji pengu aja, berambe nora.
Jërë ngeen jëf maa ngi jégalu ci beneen yoon rek for actually taking that break. I have to pull the information. But then our crew went out and did a coverage of the what was happening. Li doon xew maanaam julli gi ci ñeenti koñi réew mi comme ni ma ko waxee. And biñ ko defee ba pare they did publish li nga xam ne moo xewoon foofu noonu, took pictures and videos. And in the process, ñu publish ko, biñ ko publishe be pare, of course, we went about our business as usual, took, did other coverages, and that was it. Now, one of the things that were published was this picture, ngeen jàkkaarloo nii, in which President Adama Barrow supposedly mu ngi ci mel ni kuy nelaw. And as you can see, Pichi Ron, you can see it has 150 comments. Natal B. KHE Barrow is always said. 340 people liked it, 150 comments, and 15 shares on our page. People were commenting. Ñun def nañ li ñoo def, post nañ ko, jeexal nañ ci tak. And that was it for us. As you can see, this is the picture that we posted that did not seemingly sit well with Statehouse. And they called and spoke to Fat Samba. They sent Fat Samba message pour laaj ko mu génne ko. Now, day after Tobaski, wax naa leen ne leen day before Korité, Fat Samba slept at the office with the people, the leadership, because they were busy doing lots of things. The next day, indeed, they came back and were very busy. Them wrote to Ndewenal and all the things that they had to do. So indeed, she was very busy, but Dumako sugarcoat. One of the people at the State House, Yamari, nga xamne is part of the president's media team, sent her a message asking for the picture and ndax dinañ ko mëna génné. Teelut a gis message bi. Eventually she told them she will get back to them, and before she got back to them, let me say this, on Monday, or the past 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks rather, we've been receiving, Fatsamba has been updating me and telling me that they've been receiving calls from the office of the First Lady, that the First Lady wants to talk to her. And let me give the background. Of course, we all know that we did our graduation not long ago, wax naa ko ci beginning bi, where we invited about 10 different people, 8 to 10 different people, to inspire the young people and talk to them. Latirka was one of them. ST Birkama Boyo was one of them. Marisok, independent candidate / UDP, was one of them. The First Lady was the keynote speaker. Minister Ibrahim Asila was one of them, and different people. Ñom seen boppa biñ ñëwé ñu rafetlu li nga xamné ñu ko def fofu nonu, and we are very proud of the work that I am doing. According to Minister Ibrahim Asila, the work that I am doing should have cost government millions of dollars every year. And as a result, they will support it as government. The First Lady was the guest of honor. She voluntarily, spoke and said lots of positive things and complimented my efforts and commit to support this endeavor moving on every year. Dina ko support ci kaddu bopam ngeen deglu ko setan ko. We are proud of all these moments that we have done and the achievements that I am doing for the young people of the country. Voluntarily, the First Lady called Fatu Samba, and on 3 occasions mung ma wax ne the First Lady ñu ko call ne the First Lady is trying to call her. She was sick. After getting better, that particular day, Fat Samba received a call. The day after day after Tobaski, she received a call from the First Lady, and she pledged that she wants to fulfill her commitment to donate to Gambian talents. I will give this disclaimer here because it can come up. She went over, she called and informed me. I said, that's a wonderful thing. What are they gonna do? Dem Statehouse. Fatu Samba happens to go to Statehouse that day in the morning. On Tuesday morning, them Statehouse, that Wednesday rather, actually, them Statehouse, put them for went to collect whatever the First Lady said she has for us as her contribution towards the work that I am doing in teaching and empowering and supporting the young people of the country. And yes, she was given $50,000 as the First Lady, fulfilling her commitment towards, the work that I am doing in teaching the young people of the country, that I am giving an opportunity. Backway returnees, school dropouts, students of madrasas, students of the University of the Gambia and other tertiary institutions with little or no experience. Ñi nga xamne dañ tok ci mbedd mi ñu ngi ciow crime rate every day. Man ñoñu lay seppi di len indi di len tagat di len jangal métier. And I'm very passionate about it, and I'm not quitting in any way, shape, or form. Knock on all doors. Kusijapa, alhamdulillah, we will appreciate it and we'll love to see it. This should have been the work of the government, and I take it over. Now, shortly after Fat Samba left there, she called to brief me, and immediately has another call from Statehouse. Wax na len ci gannaaw ne ya mari mo call wala send Fat Samba message ne ko na génnee lolu. Ndax dinañ génnee that post. Fat Samba was busy and couldn't do it. Now, because she was late, whether this is any connection or not, this is what happened immediately, and we were given that opportunity. She had that call from a guy called Modu Nyang, who spoke to her and said that they are bringing it to our attention, that we should guy gis nañ the post that we are putting out, that we have put out about the president sleeping. And that they don't want to see things like that. By the way, pour wax len, this wasn't the only post we put out on the presidency on that particular day. We have put out several other posts as far as what was coming out of the president and the First Lady's office is concerned. We have put out Usainu Dabo's message at Pipeline Mosque, fi nga xamne fa la julle. All these people, Khalifa Sallah, fi nga xamne fa la julle, all these politicians, including the office, the First Lady and the First Family, and how they spend their Eid, and the president himself. Now they were in concern about all of these posts. One nalen, fi nga xamne fa lañ waxe ne fa la president bi don nelawe muy this one. This was one of the posts that we put on that day. This is another one. Of course, as you can see, Eid Mubarak to everyone from the first family, Barokunda. They didn't say anything about this post. This was another one that we put out. Like Mama, like daughter, Eid Mubarak from the Barros. They didn't say anything about this post. This was another one. President Barro's speech. This was covered live on all of our platforms. As you can see, with 37 comments, they didn't say anything about this post. This was another one. The First Lady wishing them, Gambians, a happy Eid. That's the caption here. Eid Mubarak from the mother of the nation, First Lady Madam Fatoumata Babaro. They didn't say anything about this post. Besides that, this is another post. When the president addressed the Muslim Elders Committee, his speech, his Eid message, that he delivered on the eve of the Eid. This is another post that we put out. This is another one. When the Muslim elders visited the president. As you can see, this is also another one. And this one too. These are all posts that we put out on the from the presidency or state house on that particular day, which are several pictures and posts that we put out. And you can see this particular one. These are the ones at King Fahad Mosque, where the president is. You can see him right here at the bottom. Now we had about 12 different posts from the presidency, and the state house called and indeed asked us to take down this particular post of the president. If we don't take it down, that they are watching and that they have decided that if we continue to do such things, dinañ revoke suñ accreditation. This is what they said. Now let me say this. Modu Nyang called Fatu Samba and told her, and Fatu listened and referred him to me and said, na wax ak man. After a short back and forth, he eventually called me. I had just woken up taking my kids to school. And I'm saying this because it's important to say it today. He called me and I was busy getting my kids ready. By the time I finished, I returned his call in less than 10 minutes. And he introduced himself as one Modu Nyang, who is calling me from the Gambia from Statehouse. And I said, okay. He said, we have seen a post on your page and we are concerned about it and we want to discuss this with you. Nyubuga, ngeen bàyyi si xel, because this is not something that we expect to see from you or any serious media house. I said, which post are you talking about, sir? Munama save masa number, let me hang up and save your number and call you back. Musanma the post, which is the picture that I sent you guys. And said, no, that is the post. Not only that, he also referenced that we've been doing other things, such as in the Ramadan, you don't post Lenin. And I said, what are those posts? What are those posts? Well, Yenang don't post other things and we are just observing what you're doing. If this trend continues and you're doing this, we will revoke your accreditation. I said, based on what? Mansuma Bopama screenshot Yenin post, yep, and I sent it to him and said, we posted about 12 different things from the presidency and the first lady or the first family. And Gambians have the right to give their comments on any of these things. What have we done wrong? What did we say? J. President Barrow is what the post said. Now, if the people that are watching alluded to, said the president is sleeping, the Fanelau, they call him different names and suggest that he should stop eating this, doing that, whatever they said, 150 comments. That's not our problem. We didn't say anywhere that the president was sleeping in the first place. Ñun ñep Gambian lañ, and yes, dañ wara bay suñ xel. I am telling you, and he started, I call it intimidating and threatening me. And I said this to him personally, Nekodang ma nekadi intimidate. Because if you are telling me that there are several media houses and people that are interested in this to be accredited by the State House, and we've just considered your accreditation, so Nanga is a hell. I mean, you need to be able to watch. I'm not telling you your job, he said, but I mean, you need to watch what you put out there, especially with the presidency. This is not good, and we are not going to condone it. We have had a meeting at our own level, and we decided even this past February, then accredit again. And if this continue, we will revoke your accreditation. I told him, and I will say it again, what I said to him, because he was the one I was talking to. I've had other people in the background. At some point, some of them even told him to hang up the phone. I listened to him and listened very well to an extent that he himself thought I was not on the line. He thought I was off the line and said, "Oh, are you there?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm just listening to you." Respect Nako that much that I listened to him. However, he had cut me short multiple times to the extent that he had told me, "Ne, well, I'm sorry that I'm cutting you short." So Makuma say less than 30 seconds or 1 minute, he cut me short. And I told him that it will be nice for him to give me an opportunity. And at some point, others started chorusing and telling him that, oh, he should get off the phone. And he said, "Oh, well, I'll talk to you for 1 more minute. Eventually, I have passed my message across to you." Yes, passing us a message across to me to tell me that you guys will revoke my accreditation or our accreditation if we post other things like this about the presidency. I must say what I said to you, that President Barrow is our president, and we give him all his befitting honorifics and appellations and accolades. However, he is not prone to any form of criticisms, or anything. And I'm saying this. I told you that I feel you are intimidating me by telling me that you will revoke the accreditation. And I told you that, yes, we appreciate it. It's a privilege. It's not a right. I recognize it. And I'm saying this because I don't even know how you go and interpret or translate or convey my conversation with you. And that is why I am doing this. Because hamna Gambia, hamna ñun Gambian si. Lima def nak ragaluma si dara. And I don't mind the accreditation being taken away. I said that to you. We are not going to be censored, dictated by anybody, individual, institution, or whoever it is. And this is why a lot of businesses don't even want to do anything with us. A lot of institutions don't want to do with us. I have said it, how public servants and public servants have tried to distance themselves from us, how they have labeled me and us as a negative platform. And how I have been asked, and I say this, when I interviewed Uncle Mustafa Njai, and he asked me to say, change the name of your platform. Lutah Gambia do them show. Dafa negative, change it, and I will sponsor you. Majapa sumangorne ko, I will love and appreciate your sponsorship, but should I change to reg moy tax nga sponsor ñu do ñu mësa sponsor. I am struggling on a regular basis to take care of these young people and pay them and do so many things that Gambians who are benefiting from this to watch it, including or share their platform, anything. Kusi jaxle nak si politicians si musicians si religious leaders, it doesn't matter what sector. Yes, we are one of the platforms that they consider. And I am very aware of this. All Gambians across the board, across all sectors and spectrum, may disagree with us, may call us negative and all the names and whatsoever. But kusi sa bot honka, kusi jaxle, kusi soxla a voice, you come to us. And we give you a voice regardless of what it is. We have been through this with the musicians. We have been through this with civil society. We have been through this with politicians. It doesn't matter, each of them. Kusi neka si ñom nak mun na ko wax. All the political parties in the country. This is what we do. And it is very important. Yes. Are we a perfect institution? No. We are not. And I am always happy to tell Gambians that this is a platform that are set up to train and empower the young people, to tap, nurture, and promote young people. Yes, you may see a lot of things that may need filtering. You may see a lot of things that may need to be corrected. But as far as the ethics, the standards, and the things that need to be followed in terms of being fair and balanced and giving everybody the opportunity to voice out their opinion is something that we are going to continue to do. Will everybody agree to it? No. And that is why we continue to do what we do. Now, I have told Mr. Nyang this, and I said, you can go ahead and revoke it if that's the way you want to go. But I think if we put out 12 different posts, and one post is not a recipe for you to threaten us, to say, use your discretion. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But dafa am lo xamne nak mo jitu li, because this is what happened when the president during the campaign said after December 5th it was going to be different. Teku warna ci jamono joju, and I've done a show on this. Pasena ci Muslim elders yi, when he talked about the things he was going to do and the changes that were going to take place when it comes to government and stuff. Yes, civil society. They mentioned Madi Jobate. We've heard it. And of course, the media that is giving Madi and his likes a platform. We will give a platform to every Gambian, as long as it is in line with the laws of the country. Freedom of speech should not be curtailed. Freedom of speech should not be curtailed. Democracy lañ wax, and democracy should be strengthened. And I want to ask the president or remind him of what happened in 2016 and how he came to power. The same people, the same platforms that he's talking about were his bodies, were the ones who amplified his voice, were the institutions that got him where he is. He needed it at the time. And bim ñëwé es moo tax mu sos the diaspora def ko the 8 region of the country. To fàtte ñu fàttali ko. The diaspora were his darling. The online platforms were his darling. And a lot of efforts were put into this to get to where we are. And we want to encourage him and his government to watch this and listen to it and reflect on fiñ egsi tey ak li tax ñu egsi fi. Fiñ egsi tey ak lu tax ñu egsi fi. In fact, in 2016, he relied heavily on civil society and the media, surtout online media, pour ñu jox ko a voice at the time. Bim filé ne mom mo nekkon on the other side. Bim filé lolu ne mom mo nekkon on the other side. In case you don't know, the Gambia actors and actresses delivered a speech, and they came to visit you and delivered a speech asking former President Yaya Jammeh to step down. This statement was read by the comedian Kitabu Fati. I wrote that statement. You needed this voice that day. Kitabu is alive. Munge act, munge def lu ne. Malen mobilize ñom ñep. Wax len ne ñu def li. Kitabu read statement bi yenen actors yek actresses taxaw ci gannaawam. Go and ask. Kitabu munge dunda laaj len ko. I wrote that statement. The same, Mr. President, at the time, the Gambia Music Union, Kalilu Banjange dunda duma fetan my fen, ñom Jibu Balagay, ak ñi nga xamne ñoo nekkon ci Gambia Music Union bi, I mobilized all of them, Sirifo Kanute nge dunda, and spoke to them and encouraged them to actually do the same thing and add their voice to ask former President Yaya Jammeh to step down. Ñu nge dunda, Sirifo Kanute, more read on that statement. Go and ask them. These are things that we don't have to talk about or say. Why shouldn't they nak be wara fatte ñu delo ci wat ko ndax wa zikra innal zikra tanfa'ul mu'minin. Dinañ fatali wante pour yok gom pour ñi nga xamne xamu ñu xam xamé ragné. A lot of work and effort is put into this. Su may wax nak luma set ak lima xam rek lay wax. Luma xam rek lay wax. Li xew rek lay wax. And I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind. I told Mr. Nyang that we recognize what you are saying. There is room for improvement I will not sit here and deny that. But I think the last thing that could be done or should be done is to try to threaten the citizens. In the first place, it would bring me to where I concluded with him. I heard your concerns, and we want to choose to be a responsible media platform, and we will continue to do our utmost best. People rely on us. Folks come to our platform on a daily basis to watch news and information about Gambia. Am na ñoo xam ne suñ jógee the first place they go to is Gambian Talents TV. Ak yéen seen boppa xam ngeen ne dañ soxla wante. We are partners. Statehouse is not doing us a favor. We are not doing the Statehouse a favor. This is a call for, this is a national duty. And we take it up. And we gladly take it up. And we should continue to do it. Now, would you accredit other media houses, other platforms? Fine. I'll advocate for mine. And I know that it is very important because almost a quarter of the population rely on us for news and information. And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So ku am lol nak xam ko and ngeen gis ni ñoo demee yow sa bopp nga wax ma ko Mr. Nyang ne loolu ngeen consider gis ngeen how hard working my team is, gis ngeen how serious they are, how hungry for news and information they are. Kon war ngeen a mun a continuer di seet loolu. Now su fekkee na nag one instant like that is gonna make you threaten, where are we? I can be confident that several other people, if they were to receive such a call, sila ñoo géej a post. Wala anything that is critical of the government, dinañ ko bàyyi xel. Anything that is critical of the president, dinañ ko bàyyi xel. I will tell you, we will continue to be critical of the government and recognize the efforts where necessary and showcase li nga xam ne moom ngeen ñu jox. Unfiltered. Lépp lu jógee Statehouse wala lu jógee feneen, we publish it unfiltered, including waxi president bi. It didn't sit well with a lot of people. We publish it unfiltered. Ndax Madi Jobaate amul right pour wax yenn yi pour ñëw ne lu tax ngeen publish President Barrow lim wax ci man ak kii ak kële. We publish it unfiltered. Now su fekkee ne nag dafa am nekk loo xam ne dafa jéggi dayo, dafa tas dëkk bi, dafa wàccee loi, dafa am jalgati loi and stuff, one can understand. But I will say this, we have gone a long way and people have put in so much over the years, which you know, yow sa boppa dinga toog nag dóor dënna. There are several people who will sit and claim ne single-handedly ñoo indi the change in the country, wala government ba indi the change. You did not bring the change. And those of you working at Statehouse with the president, I hope you give the right advice and the right information. And I just didn't want the things to be out of hand. Now, what did I do about this? After speaking to Mr. Nyang, I told him that we have had their concerns. However, I feel intimidated. I told him, and that we are not going to stop doing this. Su fekkee ne accreditation bi la suñ ko gélee suñ loxo, Gambians yi la ñoo xañ access to credible information from the Statehouse. Ndaw yi liggéey foofu noonu ñi nga xam ne jox nañ leen opportunity for them to continue to do what they do, ñooñu la ñoo render jobless at the end of the day, which is your responsibility to take care of, and I am supporting to take care of that. And I told him, fan la ñoo mujjee, we may end up getting information, whether it is credible or not. Is that the right way to go? Is that what they want? Do they want us to go back and start or go and start digging information from different sources than the horse's mouth? I think these are the things that they need to watch and look at and see. Now, that Fofula M did it. As soon as I hang up with him, as usual, I don't just get up and do anything. I consulted with the GPU, the Gambia Press Union, because we are under the GPU. Engaged them and told them what has transpired. And I told them, I'm not looking forward to doing any action at this minute. I just want you to notify you that this is happening. This has happened. I've had this encounter with the presidency, and I want you to be in the picture. They had meetings and got back to me and said, thank you very much. We've had your concern. Can you put it in writing for us so that we can document it? And of course, I have been busy for the past couple of days and didn't get to do that. Now, what triggered for me to come out and do this is it didn't only stop there. Because indeed, that next day, the new Korean ambassador to the Gambia went to the State House to deliver to his accreditation to President Adama Barrow. And we sent a team there as usual. My team was being monitored. We informed them about this development before they left. And as if I knew it was going to happen. And as soon as they got there, they were engaged from what they told me. They were engaged by the same Mr. Nyang, the same Modu Nyang, came to them and spoke to them and told them how unprofessional their platform is in front of all their colleagues, yenen media houses, and showed the picture and everything to them. And I take it to be a bully to these young girls, these young ladies. Intimidation, to make them feel that Finneka ak Finyo Ligay is not good enough, it's not professional, it's not good, they and the like. They were being watched. My personal conversation with him was private when he called me. Now he went and took it public. I consulted, I shared information on a need-to-know basis by only contacting the Gambia Press Union, who is our parent body, just to put them in the picture and engage them on the development, and said, I am not asking for any action to be taken. It's just a notification. Now the next minute, the next day rather, they went and started sharing it with other journalists and telling them the same thing. And not only that, they threatened to sue Fatu Samba. From what the reporter said, both of them told me that Mr. Nyang had told them that if this is to repeat itself, duñ ma sue man, they are not going to sue me. Duñ ma sue man parce que man nekkuma ci dëkk bi. They will instead sue Fatu Samba because mom mo nekk ci dëkk bi, mom lañ jox accreditation ci, and mom moy run place bi fofu nonu. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is what a serious government should do. Loo xam ne yéen seen responsibility la. When is the president prone to criticisms? When? Yéen, instead of ngeen advise the president, instead of the president being prepared pour mu gëna pare, suy génna, have his radar on, be ready, be alert, eew, ñàkka nelaw, comport boppam in the right way. Ngeen war ko prepare wan ko all of these things. War ko prepare wan ko all of these things. War ko advice pour mu bàyyi xel xam ne there is the media is here. Ñëpp a ngi bàyyi xel. Ñëpp a ngi bàyyi xel. This happens everywhere. Lu defu waxu te luy ay di jàmbat. Loolu la Olof Njaay wax. Li defu waxu te luy ay di jàmbat. Man maa ngi leen a wax ne yéen li ngeen war a def mooy wax ak président Adama Barrow. Instead of di ñëw di ma tekku man, di tekku suma plateforme, di tekku ndaw yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk foofu di daan seen ni doole, ndaw yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk foofu di jànga, li nga xam ne yéen seen responsibility la. Président bi si boppam moo toog mu wax ko in the same meeting with the Banjul Muslim elders, moom moo toog mu wax ko ne government joxut kenn dépasse. Government joxut kenn dépasse. Waaye government mun naa facilitate pour ndaw yi, pour doomi réew yi am dépasse. Pour doomi réew mi am dépasse. So instead of ngeen advise president bi, instead of ngeen prepare president bi, whether yéen la or anybody else, especially yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen a amee wàllu media bi si State House, ngeen wax ak moom, encourage ko, jàngal ko, wax ko nu moo comporté ak li moo def, whether dëgg la or not. Whether dëgg la or not. Instead of doing that, ngeen ne ñun ngeen a tekku. Da ngeen a suu. Good luck to you. Su dee suu moom moo xew léegi, government bi suu citizens si la ñoo ndamoo. Ndax gis nañ barki déem boo njaay Madi Jobaate génna ne dafa ministre Musa Dramé moo ne daf ko suu. Tey yeneen ngeen tekku ne supposedly ñun ngeen a suu. Suñ postate a picture or the like of the president li nu mel. Suu leen. This is a recipe for the young ladies who went to the State House to be scared. Bedu ñeme ña ñëwaat foofu. This is a recipe pour Fat Samba miñ traité ne dañ ko suu mu decide to not be part of it again. yéen a ngi kill a vision, yéen a ngi kill a dream. te ngeen gom yéen seen boppane man li ma def dafa baax li ma def pour ndaw yi la maa ngi jàppale ndaw yi seen liggéey la waroon a nekk yéen ñii seen liggéey la waroon a nekk kàddu gi nag duñ bàyyi di ko def ndax kuy odoor la meñ su noppee rafle te fasuma yeneen noppi ci benn boor. We are not going to relent. We are not going to keep quiet. Those days of dictatorship are over in the country and will not come back again. Will not come back. This is the Gambians' hard-earned efforts. ñëpp a ko liggéey ñëpp collectively ku si nekk nag mun naa dóor dënna ci fi nga defee waaye no single person should take that ownership. Mr. President, ma fàttali la yow ñi ak ñi liggéey State House ne doomi réew mi ñoo la fi teg doomi réew mi ñoo la sànnil karta lu ëpp juróom fukki parce que xaaj bi su doon téeméer la lu ëpp juróom fukka yépp ñoo la sànnil karta. You have the mandate of the people. Danga am responsibility pour toppatoo ñooñu protect leen ñi d'accord ak yow ak ñu d'accordut ak yow. bi nga joxe sa victory speech bi at the McCarthy Square, we covered it live and I watched it live and I've heard you said you were voted into office mostly by the NPP. Why you are the president of all Gambians. You are the president for all Gambians. Muy dëgg bu wér da nga am that responsibility pour protect réew mi pour protect ñëpp képp kuy Gambian si sa ndodd la nekk. It's your responsibility to protect them whether they agree with you or disagree with you, and until they are proven guilty you have to know that you are not an ordinary person. nekkuloo niti neen. State House and office of the president is not an ordinary place. It's a privilege that Gambians give you and the people that are working there. ñi nga xam ne jël ngeen leen ñuy liggéey foofu ni ngeen a waxee da ngeen ko war a xam ni ngeen a waxee da ngeen ko war a xam bu baax a baax a baax. You should be able to take care of this, the people of the country, the citizens of the country. Loolu is your responsibility. And of course civil society should be empowered. America la nekka. And of course, I belong to civil society. I founded and I run the Washington West African Center, which the same platform, Bingen Neka di Seta ni, Moko Juru, Gambian Talents Promotion gave birth to the Washington West African Center. I sit on the table with lawmakers. I sit on the table with government departments and ministries. I sit on the table with security chiefs, from the FBI to CIA to Homeland Security. Yep, I have been on the table with them. I sit on the table with local government from county level to city level. I was just at the Housing First Partner Conference where 3 weeks ago, Chibir we record, 2 to 3 weeks ago, where the advisor to President Joe Biden on housing matters was present and was the keynote speaker. I had the opportunity to go talk to him directly, where the housing administrator for Milwaukee County in Milwaukee was here to attend that same conference. I had the opportunity to interact with him. I have shared these things with the public. So maa ngi deal ak nguur biir America fii gis naa ni ñoo doxalee nguur warta ndamoo di toroxal sa doomi réew, nguur warta ndamoo di tekku say doomi réew, nguur da nga seet naka nga def pour jàppale sa doomi réew. You should take pride in what you do pour jàppale sa doomi réew in every way, shape or form. Lii la nguur wara def, lii la buur wara def, lii la president wara def, lii la ñiy liggéeyal nguur wara def. You are public servants and should make every effort to actually take care of the people that you are serving. Li ma xam America nag laa nekk di wax. Ma nekk Gambian, nekk foreigner, nekk African, nekk nit ku ñuul. If I'm having that type of treatment here, with the little efforts I am doing, ci loo xam ne suma askan laa ko defal, the West African community, are the ones I'm doing it for, and not anybody else. If the government of the United States, whether federal government, state government, local level, at every level, when companies and institutions in the United States are supporting the efforts I'm doing, this is any reason why the government of the Gambia and all other institutions in the country and individuals should not support this effort. But notwithstanding, I will be quick to say and admit that we are not above the law in any way, shape, or form. But gisuma dara luñ def lo xamne dafa break loi, dafa jalgati loi, as far as this is concerned, that would warrant that. Because comme ni ma ko waxe, you may threaten these young people. I mean, you may think ne li ngeen a def nonu la, but it may lead to the young people, I mean, being scared, and that is where censorship comes in. That is where censorship comes in. Dama def suma kéemtalaay kàttan pour engage leen, pour educate leen, pour waxtaan ak ñoom. Li ma leen a wax is not something I'm making up. This is something that I am living every day here in the United States. Civil society dafa am solo te dañ ko wara empower, not to sit and be intimidating civil society and be telling civil society because express nañ an opinion or something, as long as li ñoo def is not out of the thing. Xëj na ñun then just post the picture of the president, but I went and I engaged these people. These pictures right here you are seeing, these are all of course, Monica Johnson is director of Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. This was at that conference. This is James Marty that I was talking about from Milwaukee. This is an administrator at county level. And this is the director of Healing Network for the First Cultural. She's somebody that is very influential, the executive director of an organization, and also working for the National Network to End Domestic Violence. These are different people, and this is President Joe Biden's advisor for housing, senior advisor to housing and services at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. These are the people I am dealing with here, government officials. Ñi dama toog ak ñoom di waxtaan ak ñoom di leen wax loo xam ne mooy yóbbu réew mi kanam ak naka laa bëggee suñ community bi ñu benefit. I'm not sharing these pictures for nothing, but dama ko share pour ngeen gis ne lima dunda America ni public servants respect people be, and I've spoken to this person here and talked to him about how they would provide housing assistance and stuff to the undocumented people in the United States. Yi la ñoo ndamo man fi ma nekk America yi la ñoo ndamo, and these are the same things that we want to see in our country. These are the same things we want to see in our country. We are interacting with these people on a regular basis. So civil society, luñ wara suxaat la. We are coming on to the table with different institutions. Government dafa wara or the civil society. Government dafa war di déglu civil society, because ñoo nekk ci grassroots bi, ñoo nekk di def li ñoo def. Kon di tekku citizens for saying what they have to say. It's not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Why not? There's life after presidency. Like President Yaya Jammeh, like the PPP people who were in government for 30 years. Where are they? They are gone. You don't litigate Statehouse at all those places. So whether it's coming from the presidency or anywhere else that is telling you, mooy loolu. Ana ñu doon liggéey ci nguur Yaya Jammeh, they are gone. Any policy that they've done, anything that they have implemented on behalf of Yaya Jammeh, where are they now? Képp koo xam ne def nga si dara. Foog naa the first person that has been prosecuted is Bailo in Germany. Definitely moo def génn na fa dem na Germany. Génn na si rajo yi wax foog ne that will vindicate him, dina ci jeexal. Moom lañ njëkka lifin. Moom lañ njëkka prosecute. Moom lañ njëkka prosecute. So képp ku fi nekk nag di jéema def yenn yi, di jalgati right citizens yi, foog ne ndam la nga bañ a bàyyi sa xel. Wa makaru rek wa makarallah wallahul xayrun makirin. Nañ leen continuer nag di def li ñoo def. We are partners, and we would love to continue to be partners. Advise the president, on the way he comports himself when he goes out. Let him be on the alert. Xam ne media bi mu ngi fa te ni ma ko waxee lu def waxu lu ay di jàmbat ci ni moo waxee. A president should be presidential. Li waay di uyoo daf koy nuru ci tur bi ci jëkko ji ci jëmma ji ak ci melo bi. I say it all the time. Thank you very much, Lamin Silati Samate Fufu. Yes, Usman Sonko as well, indeed. Usman Sonko and Bailo. But li waay di uyoo daf koy nuru ci tur bi ci jikko ji ci jëmma ji ak ci melo bi. If it is a cause for concern that when the president comes out anytime or for the most part dina am benn ñaari am mbir loo xam ne dinañ ko seppi si moom, whether ci ni moo comporté boppam la nelaw la wala beneen action bi moo def, whether ci am ni moo waxee la wala kàddu yi moo wax la, yéen ñi ko liggéeyal yéen ñi amee responsibilities yooyu. I would not tell you your job, but you need to know and understand that you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do. Pour jàppale président bi. Pour jàppale président bi. Pour mu xam. These are things that he didn't know. Moom si boppam mu ne ay jeeya konole. Daf ci gis boppam. Nekkutoon politician. Moom businessman la woon. Li moo toog es yooyu yëpp la waxoon. So kon yéen ñu koy liggéeyal yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen a war a am expertise yi yéen leen yaakaar ne yéen a xam liggéey bi, whether yéen ay the press secretary, yéen ay the media team, yéen ay the secretary general, yéen ay permanent secretary, yéen ay lii yéen ay lele, yéen ay protocol officers, whatever your role is, da ngeen am responsibility to guide the president to show him. He didn't have to know all of these things. Constitution bi laajut ko ne dafa war a xam yii nii yëpp. Basic requirements in ko laaj fulfill na ko moo tax ñu jël ko electon ko as president on both terms. Muy first term bi 2016 ak 2021 yëpp. Kon yéen ñiy liggéey ak moom yéen a ko war a jàngal. If until this minute we are seeing this, it's a cause for concern and you need to do something about it. It's the president you need to talk to. So yéen ñi nekk Statehouse nag, however the message is conveyed to you, Manko waxaat ci beneen yoon. We will love to continue to be partners, and we are watching to see if we are going to be revoked. Our accreditation is going to be revoked. I mean, but like I said, we don't want to be intimidated or bullied to feel otherwise wala uncomfortable. Rawatina nag ñu yónni ay ndaw ñu ñëw foofu ngeen jël ñooñu. Na dara xew subal ci Londi ji Statehouse, génne leen ñu seen WhatsApp group yi, génne leen ñu si seen email mailing list yi. Stop giving us information about the Statehouse. Is that what we want? Did it. But reacting to sentiments. Reacting with sentiments. That may end up being the case. That may end up being the case for me doing this video. So I'm already prepared for it. It is an informed decision. Segga naa ko seggaat ko bu baax. Bàyyi naa ko xel bu baax a baax a baax. Bàyyi naa ko xel bu baax a baax a baax. And I knew it very well. I know it's a recipe because in the past we have talked about stuff. We have talked about individuals and institutions especially, and as a result, ñu commencé di ñu koñe. Ñu start di ñu ñàkk a jox opportunity. Ñu start di ñu jox bañ a jox platform. Ñu start di ñu ñàkk a boole si lii xew. But like I said, the 500,000 people ñi toppa Gambian Talents and the young people that are in this are the ones that you'll be preventing from having an opportunity to see what is happening at the Statehouse or having credible information. And I think that should be the greater picture that you look at. Politicians will always be politicians, Nak. And whatever the case is, you may decide to do that. But we are already prepared for it. Xelaat naa ko te ndaw yi are fearful. Ñu ngi ragal and had even asked me ndax dinaa ko def ndax doo bàyyi noonu Mr. Diouf ndax duñ lefin because ñu ngi ragal. Already you have instilled fear in this youth. Already you have instilled fear and it's not right. It's not okay. Du ben nguur warta ndamoo loolu warta jël advantage of loolu. We know you watch me and you watch this and you will watch it again. And that is why it was hard for you to add me or people to add me to all the platforms that they have. They hesitate. Even if they create a platform for the media chiefs and the people that are involved whatsoever, they are hesitant. We act responsible for the most part. We are not claiming to be perfect. And I will give that disclaimer again. But as a nation, as a state, your responsibility is to protect the fundamental human rights of the citizens. And freedom of expression is one of them, if not the most important one, because Domi Adama dañ wara mëna wax. Again, I am very tired. It's 1:42 a.m. over here. I got home around 11:30, 11:45. Def suma faratay la def, and I felt that I need to come and talk about this. I told the Gambia Press Union not to take much action, but to be on the alert. But I'm informing the world that yes, as the president has threatened and talked about ruling with an iron fist, he will rule as if it's his last term. Du wex ni kane, why dina wex ni jaxatu? These are the words that he used. Duma wex ni kane, why dina wex ni jaxatu? Yes. Are there supposed to be rules? Are there supposed to be regulations? That would bring me to your new cabinet, and of course the civil service reforms that you talked about. Those are the things that you need to concentrate on. You've created laws. If anybody jalgati law, go through the law. It's not for the president or the presidency to come out and be addressing these things. You have people that you entrust with these responsibilities. Citizen bu jalgati law, that law should be dealt with them. If Madi Jobati that you have referenced had committed any crime, let the law take its course. Let the prosecution team prosecute him. Let the Ministry of Justice take action. Let the police arrest him. Do what you need to do. And not the president actually coming out to talk about these things and singling out individuals. Whenever the presidency talks, this is the #1 citizen of the country. This is the #1 office of the country. And your actions and your word speaks volume. Speaks volume. Warule nan ndamoo nag di tekku nit ñi te ni ma ko waxee bàyyi leen ko xel. Bàyyi leen ko xel. Ak nu munti demee rek bàyyi leen ko xel. Xam leen ne fi ngeen nekk noonu yéen ñi nekk Statehouse yow Mr. Nyang Momo anam Fally Fadera mu ngi woon Statehouse génn na fa fi mu nekk Fally is a good partner of us bi mu nekkee Statehouse lim fa nekkee woon su fekkoon ne daf ko ñagasal def li moo def yëpp fi mu nekk nii there are lots of interactions and things that Fally has that he will engage us because now he's at a he's not in government anymore. Alassana Camara mi nekkoon foofu the same thing. Duma dem sax si top bi de. Xëy na top bi di nga ne ana vice président Dr. Aïssatou Touré ana Fatmata Jallow Tambajang ana lawyer Ousainou Darboe ak yeneen ministres yi fa nekkoon yëpp ñoo xam ne génne nañ leen. They are private citizens now. The same thing will apply to those of you that are there as well. To bàyyi seen xel dafa am solo bu baax a baax a baax. Whether you were acting on behalf of the president, but moom génn na mu wax a day or two later, yen tamit ngeen enforce ko si ñun. And the president mentioned not only Madi, but dafa mention Madi, mention the media. Mention the media. And tey media boobu noonu, 2 days later after the president did that, yen ngeen call media bi, to start to censor us. We are watching nag comme ni ma ko waxee. We would not say ne we are entitled to be given this accreditation. It's not a right. But if we meet all the criteria, I criteria ngeen wara set rek, things should not be based on sentiments or personal sentiments. I criteria ngeen wara set, and there should be policies that should govern this. Any institution that meets this criteria, you should be able to give them an opportunity to be able to cover the presidency. Xanaa suñ metut loolu. To fekkee ne metuñ criteria beeg standard bi. To fekkee ne metuñ ko, yes. But if any institution meets it, you should be able to grant it. We congratulate the new ministers. Ñi nga xam ne président bi hire na leen. At least, that's a sign of progress. Comme ni ma ko waxee lu def waxu lu ay di jàmbat. there is hope in the government, knowing that it wasn't based on politics. You appointed technocrats. Da nga jël ñoo xam ne gestu nga leen gis ne seen xam-xam màcc na. From liñ jot a xam liñ jot a gis ñi nga jox place yi ñu ci bari luñ war a mun a def la ngir seen expertise, ngir seen xam-xam, ngir seen jànga, ngir seen experience. Muy ñoo xam ne kenn du ne dang leen jox place bi rek because daf la neex wala because dañ la liggéeyal moo tax nga jox leen ko liggéeyi politique. The unserious people wala ñoo xam ne liggéeyuñ liñ waroon a liggéey. Ministry yoo xam ne ñu ngi lejoon, ministry yoo xam ne problème yaa ngi fa bari woon, ministry yoo xam ne li fa doon xew mu ngi jéggi dayo. Every week du passé wala tuute amuñ scandale bu ees buñ dégga wala things not going right si civil service bi, si ministry si government department si. Every sector nag of this government dégga nañ ko fa, from health to agriculture. The famous fertilizer scandal si ñoo wax ba yow sa bopp nga taxaw si political rally address ko ne da nga jënd engrais pour béykat yi ñu jël ko di ko jaay li nga ko war a joxe gaay am ñuy ñëw di jël 5 nit different family members ñu leen a jëndal fertilizer ñoom ñu ñëw double price wala ñu jël ko dem jaayee ko bitim réew. Yow sa bopp yaa ko wax. Docteur Samati taxaw ci National Assembly bi wax li moo wax foofu ci li fa xew. Because of li fa xew and all the other ministries ñu ngi dégg scandal si fa xew, works la, energy la, all of them. So pour nga toog def li lands waxi noppi. So pour nga toog def reform nii, it must have been a tough difficult moment for you to hold the bull by the horn and def li nga def. Li lañ expect. These are the type of decisions that we expect you to take. Hold the bull by the horn. Nga address yi fi ñi nekk ci sa ron ñi ànd ak yow pour liggéey bi ñoo war a nekk sa focus yow yaak ñi nga liggéeyal nga allow loi bi mu jël its course on ordinary citizens and what they do. Ordinary citizens and what they do. So ñuy ndokkale ministers yooyu ñu bari si ñoom have credibility from where they came from, waaye ñu ngi leen a ñaax buñ jaar seen jaay seen ngor gi. Ni gaay di ñëwee nañ fa continuer noonu. Ni gaay di ñëwee nañ fa continuer noonu. Ñi fa nekkoon di liggéey already ñu mel ni ñoom Bakary Badji nga xam ne he's been there a couple of years with the youth. We expect him to be able to advocate for the youth. During his tenure, a few things has happened. There's a lot more that needs to be done. And I'm saying it parce que maa ngi empower ndaw yi. Interact nak yow multiple times, engage na la multiple times, te dinañ continuer di knock sa door sa bunta. Whether yow la ak yeneen ministers yépp ñi nga xam ne feel nañ ne war nañoo mun a liggéey ak ñoom ci liggéey bi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo def. Waaye ñu ngi leen a ñaax pour ngeen am góorgóorlu xam ñi leen fa teg ak li tax ñu teg leen fa. Ndawi réew mi soxla nañ ko. Gis nañ everyday crime rate ci diggi bëccëg ndara kàmmal luy xew bi guddi bëccëg suba ngoon lii xew foofu because ndaw yi ñu ngi toog amuñ ci luñ jàpp ci réew mi. The policies should be created. Institutions like ours that are out there that are empowering the youth should be empowered, and any other Gambian that is doing something meaningful for themselves or for other young people should be empowered and give it the necessary incentives, support, policies, and all the whole 9 yards li tax ñu mëna def seen liggéey bi nim waré ak li ñoo def pour réew mi. The same thing ak Ibrahima Silla mi nekkoon information. Works dégg nañ li fa xew ak laba ji fa xew ak whatsoever. You going in there, it's hopefully you'll bring in some changes. Musa Dramé li duuf ci nag bi xejut ci cin li. Coow li at Ministry of Lands dégg nañ ko. All this while everybody, including a good number of Gambians, including myself, have issues with lands. Issues with lands. Yoo xam ne ba tey jii nothing much is done about it. coow laa ngi ne woon kur ñu mujjee dégg di land allocation to the ministers and other government officials and stuff. So pour the ñu génnee Musa Dramé yóbbu ko to a different ministry. We hope that it wouldn't have the same trend. Energy bi jógee Ministry of Lands, we hope it's not gonna follow through or have a trickle down effect or dem ci beneen ministry bi. The same thing ak Amat Bah ak yéen ñi nga xam ne jox nañ leen place. You are maintaining your position. Yow ak Dr. Samate, health. There is so much that needs to be done in your ministries. So much. To you, you may think like you are doing a lot. But comparatively with what is happening across the world, said and said next door neighbors, there is so much, so much, so much that needs to be done. Focus on that. You guys have done so much politics in your first term. So much politics. In this instance, jéem leen a liggéey. A lot more than you need to. Filter your ministries. Check it out. Do what you have to do. Liggéey bi ngeen war a def dafa overbari. Wàññi leen politique bi fi mu nekk nii. We hope you will. Masi Amat Bagi, you politics so much. So much. You speak on behalf of government even more than the spokesperson at both Statehouse and government spokesperson. Wàññi leen politique bi. This is the time to work. Gis nañ tourism bi nim affecté. Dr. Samate, you are a technocrat. You had lots of ratings as a doctor. We expect you to know what it is. Then you went to the National Assembly and spoke. People saluted you. But with the audit report and the things that we are hearing, with the COVID money and everything else, it's an audit. Work on the things that need to be done. Interrogate leen seen nit ñi dem leen ngeen toog ngeen waxtaan ak seen nit ñi seet leen li ñoo ñëw di leen wax fan lañ ko base ak li ci xew li gaay di ñëw di leen wax seet leen fan lañ ko base ak lan moo ci nekk di xew ndax liñ leen a wax ak lii am benn la foofu lañ expect ngeen xoolee yéen ñi ministers yi. It's very important. President be talking about the civil service. Lolu, we commend him on that. Because civil service in Gambia is almost a joke. We are glad that that message agana si mom. Anything law soxla si place bi mo wax lolu, I see myself in it. Files sit on people's desk for weeks, for months. They get missing. People don't know their priorities. You cannot overemphasize the importance of that. You cannot overemphasize it. Civil service be dang for what a focus bu baha baha. Now, whether it is constitutional or not to set a civil service a ministry, but Lulu is something that needs to be looked at. Whether it's a new ministry, whether it's going to be a department, a secretariat, a directorate that was going to be set up, whatever loy muna def pour liggéey ci civil service réew mi da ngeen ci wara góorgóorlu because a complete overhaul la soxla wax ngeen ko nak bi ngeen ñëwé ba tay in 2017. We hope that now we will start to see that change in the civil service because the average Gambian civil servant honestly is a joke. Ki ni ñoo doxalé see the level of discipline and how people really don't care because at the end of the month you get collection salaries. You want something in places. Dina save lulu for another day. There are things that we look forward to apply for, try to get from government and government institutions for a couple of years, for 6 months, for 7 months, for 8 months. They palo soxla. A mere paper is so hard to get, even when you fulfill all the requirements. And this is a joke. It is a joke. So dafa am solo pour ñu bàyyi xel loolu. You can continue to empower the civil service, help them to be better people, reorientate them, ñu xam li seen liggéey ak seen responsibility ñu take charge of that. Help them build their capacity. ñu wàññi workshop yeeg validation workshops yeeg conferences yeeg yi ñoo def nii. ñu def less talking and more work. ñu wàññi kickbacks yi ci fépp fo government am project nag kickback mu ngi leen a rey te xam ngeen li ma wax kickback mu ngi rey nguuri Gambia dem feeku wala create project ak lu munti nekk nga fere si nangam lu war a jar $100 ngeen budget ko to $5,000 indi ay receipts ak invoice su ngeen paree séedoo ba si jaaykati isaan si xam nañ loolu. It's so funny to me. It was so funny to me when my ñoom Fatou Aida explained that to me. Best we were having a meeting and one of our staff was like, we just gave jox ko moto mu ne dafa dem di jënd fuel si gas station bi o isaan séeri bi kii jaay foofu ne ko ñaata nga bëgg ma bindal la si receipt bi mu ne ko loo miin $1,000 si la jënda mu ne ko déedéet fii duy doxee noonu dang maa wax rek ñi fi dee ñëw ñoom ñoo maa wax ñaata lañ bëgg ma bindal leen si receipt so nga jënd $1,000 si fuel nga ne boromam bindal ma $10,000 wala $15,000 mu bindal la ko. That has become a routine ba nga xam ne kii jaay si gas station bi o essentiel bi ni duloo pour laaj ko sax ni duloo pour laaj ko moom moo laa offer ñaata nga bëgg ma bindal la and they are so comfortable. You want it, they write it for you. Seen kickback yi invoicing receipts contracts I'm glad ne ñu ko wax nga ko boom only nekk a political conversation to win the hearts. Let it be something that you in fact implement, because civil servants are doing so many things to fani ñu ñëwee as if they're doing people a favor. Demal any office in Gambia at 8 o'clock 8:30 ne service nga dem uti foofu fe 10:30 11 12 jotut you can barely have anything and they leave at the soonest possible time. I'm glad that you are aware of some of these issues and you are ready to identify them, to tackle them. Bum neka only a political talk. We hope that you will act on it. You will act on it. I've been busy lately. I have empowered and trained a lot of young people who have taken charge and are doing the things that they need to do. I hope that we don't continue to intimidate these young people. You will continue to intimidate these young people. You will continue to threaten them. You will continue to take away their voice. Better ñuy filter li ñoo wax ak liñ doon wax, even when it is right. Better duñ hold government to account, whether yéen seen government la or su ngeen fi nekkatut la. Whether seen government la or su ngeen fi nekkatut. The media is here to stay. The world is watching and we are watching. To kon mang leen a bëggee di leen gërëm di leen sant si seen déglu bu rafet ak seetaan bu rafet. I hope to continue to come back and do this more often. The work I'm doing currently don't allow me to continue to do this thing, and I have empowered a lot of young people, but I'm indeed continuing to guide them on a daily basis on the things that they are doing. And wherever they are wrong, we will do our utmost best. We will do our utmost best to try to correct them and take full responsibility. But in this case, we don't think that was wrong. So kon mang leena bëggee ci beneen yoon di leen gërëm leen santa man lii laa gis Banjul te li ma gis Banjul neexuma te lu ma naqari dinaa ko wax en tant que doomi Gambia. Mang leena bëggee di leen gërëm leen santa si seen déglu bu rafet ak seetaan bi rafet. Follow Gambian Talents TV if this is your first time ngeen ñoo toppa. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and all of them. Gambian Talents TV, wala ci Facebook bi tamit Gambian Talent Promotion. Di leen bëggee di leen gërëm leen santa. Subscribe to our page, like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Di leen bëggee di leen gërëm leen santa till we come back your way next time. Pa Ousmane Diouf la woon ci li ma gis Banjul.
It's Jill Art Music.
Yeah, bala, yeah, bala, 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 bala. suñ wareef la pour ñu jóg aaru ndax ñu daan feebar bi li le moo raw fakaaru get vaccinated pour nga aaru from getting COVID aar sa bopp ak sa dëkkandoo ba kenn du sik jël ko mooy lu wóor suñ buggee end this pandemic everything they look normal bye bye to COVID.
I know some ngole no tatay coronavirus but I know some bad kairai di coronavirus jichoji pengu waja pengu berambe nora jakniti penora way virus ay e pengu way free e fimoro jichoji pengu waja berambe nora
Sasa mansilo besa sotono movi mokoi besa sotono fankanta kurto monie buka farano foisi fantanka ye vaccine sonota kamodo lutanka besa sotono dara por condara de boyo dara maudo dara pai kunjoni ndara bale ndara porto jo jaka ndara mardo ndara basudo ime bengo den dande ore men dande fai bebe jaka gare bengo den dande ore men dande fai bebe yandi dande nene dande baba
vaccino nyinta kura wanyima tumoye fonse vaccino nyinta dunia beja kali telefon se vaccino nyinta kelele fonse vaccino nyinta ni kura njol buka balafa abuka saramola komiko karafa ani sika jatole jatamota jato konko le kajatafa bimola koldum ko balafa kana balan kubake solla ko balana dunia beba soron
vaccine bi ñëw na dawal jëli ko boo ko jëlulee lor ña nga nekkal aaral say xarit aar say dëkkandoo dawal gaaw balaa jeex waaw
dégg na madina ndecu na fekk jëf wees dawal gaaw bul toog di xaar lii doy na waa fagaru na deluma leen corona bi metti na gaa yi moytu leen
fagaru na deluma leen corona bi metti na gaa yi moytu leen
ke vaccine ke Kenya soronda nga military angana mpate nga corona kata ya anakari idada khandi do dunasu ya awagambi kari ona corona ke ona kari
anyenyo nene vaccine den ko jelal manu men yo nenen ko emen lady men yimbe men di mimbaki lo den liwen o nyaw bondo lady men yo vaccine den ndanyu kura ngo keleno nacho ni mange keleno